In spite of all this, when the Prime Minister mentioned the Women's Reservation Bill, and when our own Megwalji introduced the bill, our minds were so full of happiness, and the lines of Mahakavi Bharati rang in my heart. பட்டங்கள் ஆழ்வதும் சட்டங்கள் செய்வதும் பாரினில் பெண்கள் நடத்த வந்தோம் எட்டும் அறிவினில் ஆணுக்கு இங்கே பெண் இளைப்பிள்ளை தான் என்று கும்மி அடி, which if I translate says that we have come to make laws and to rule. Now we are equals and let us cherish it. But then, like the crows and crows of my sisters who were waiting for this bill to be passed, my heart also sank when you said we had to wait for it and we don't know when actually the bill is going to be implemented. In 2010, when the bill was brought by the UPA government, there was no conditions. The bill was to take effect immediately after the passage of the bill. But the bill which was presented yesterday clearly says the reservation in Clause 5, it states the reservation of seats for women in the House of the People, the Legislative Assembly of the State and the Legislative Assembly of the National Capital Territory of Delhi shall come into effect after an exercise of delimitation is undertaken for this purpose, after the relevant figures for the first census taken after the commencement of the Constitution. Our leader, Muthuvel Karunanidhi Stalin, in his statement today, has said that India is the only country which has not conducted the decadal census. And if delimitation is going to be based on population census, it will deprive and reduce the representation of the South Indian states. It will become like a sword hanging on our heads. Yes. He has said that we support the bill. But he asked this question, why should the implementation be connected to the delimitation?
Yes, why?
And he says it is a strange drama staged by the BJP, keeping in mind the 2024 elections. And we cannot ignore the representation for women from the backward classes either. He has emphasized that the doubts and the fear in the minds of the people of Tamil Nadu and the South Indian states about our representation being reduced should be clarified, and there is a fear in the minds of the people that our voices will be undermined. There should be a clear clarification about this, because we do not want our representation to be reduced in any way. And just because you cannot give a reply saying we will not be underrepresented because the numbers will be the same and other states will get more representation. As it is, this has to continue so that we get equal say in what is being discussed. Sir, the 17th Lok Sabha has passed 40 bills on an average every year, and without hardly having opinions of women and without even hearing our voices in this House or the Rajya Sabha. And India ranks 141 out of 193 countries, falling in women's representation, falling behind our neighbors like Pakistan, Bangladesh and Nepal. How long should we wait to see this bill being implemented? It can easily be implemented in the coming elections, the parliamentary elections. This bill, you should understand, is not a reservation, but an act of removing bias and injustice. And if you do not remove the clause which says after delimitation, then there is no point, because we do not know when this inordinate delay can go on. You can do the census, the delimitation after 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. The wait will continue going on.
2021 is not done.
And I'd like, and of course, some of our leaders are very worried that if a woman becomes like a man, like if a man becomes like a woman, he gets the qualities of a woman, then he becomes God. But when a woman becomes strong, brave, then it is not something which is acceptable and she becomes a devil. You believe in God, you believe in Hinduism, and I'd like to ask, what is Kali? Isn't she brave?
Yes.
Isn't she strong? Yes. So who are you insulting? This is an app. Why cannot women be strong? Why cannot women be brave? There are stories of, haven't women participated in the independence struggle? Haven't women fought wars? Haven't you seen leaders, strong leaders like Mrs. Indira Gandhi in this country? It is this kind of words which actually put fear in our hearts. And yes, Jayalalitha was a strong leader. I accept. I have no hesitation in accepting that she's a very, very strong leader.
Well done, Gandhi. Well done. Well done. Exactly. Well done, Gandhi.
And Mayawati ji, Madam Sonia Gandhi.
Mamta Banerjee.
Mamta Banerjee. And the one of the names you often forget is Sushma Swaraj ji.
Yes.
And I also like to quote what
We don't want it.
I like to quote what Shri Arun Jaitley ji said when the discussion in Rajya Sabha happened. He said, the argument that men can also ensure justice to women has been weakened. Underrepresentation and discrimination stare us in the face. Politics of tokenism must now evolve into politics of ideas. So please stop this tokenism. And this bill is called Nari Shakti Vandan Bill. Stop saluting us. We do not want to be saluted. We do not want to be put on pedestals. We do not want to be worshipped. We do not want to be called mothers. We don't want to be your sisters, your wives. We want to be respected as equals. Let us get down from the pedestal and walk as equals. We have a right to this country as much as right you have. This country belongs to us. This parliament belongs to us. And we have a right to be here. Thank you.